Internet, and welcome back to another episode of Elegant Magicks, the good society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Holy crap, hype train! We're just okay. We love you. Thank you. Holy shit, y'all. That's level 4. We're already level 4, and I'm already just talking. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. You're amazing. You're already doing what, and more than that you can do in chat. I mean, you can just like buy, like monologue tokens and things like that. But this is incredible. And thank you, all of you, for hanging out and being here and buying subs and things. Check us out on Discord. Look at YouTube. I'm just in shock of all of the just lovely giving that's happening right now. Y'all are amazing. Channel wise, next thing we got going on the pike is tomorrow, Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern for Neon Souls. Val runs that. I'll let them talk about that more in depth. And of course, we have merch. We have merch. I'm wearing some of it. It's an amazing shirt that says "Buy Flying Ready to Die." I have it on a mug. I'm very fond of it. There's new merch in the store as well. I believe there is a Gubba Bump. I have to say it really slowly or else I'll mess it up. Gubba Bump Shrimp Corporation, with all of the wonderfulness on there. Mine is coming in the mail right now. I can't wait to get it. You can get it on t-shirts. You can get it on mugs like this one. You can get it, on stuff that you wear and use. We really appreciate it. So check out the merch store. I'm going to shut up because we have so much fun for you tonight. Let's have the lovely cast. Please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and who the heck you're playing tonight. Let's start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I am Val at the Crowd's Crowd on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays playing and or running games. Like Sid said, I run Neon Souls every Friday. It's our Cypher System cyberpunk game. It's been going on for a while now. I think we're like nearing 50 total episodes of it. So yeah, the hype train just keeps going. So come join us tomorrow for that at 9 o'clock. And then this Saturday, we'll be having the first session of our brand new game, Saturday Night's Mistborn, based on the Mistborn novels by Brandon Sanderson, starting at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Come hang out with us. It's going to be fun. A lot of us are huge fans of the series, so everybody is going to be super into it. It's going to be great. And Ryan will be there. So tonight,
always a selling point.
Yeah. Tonight I'll be playing Layrd Avalon Cross, who is the socialite, and their desire is to drive the family that looks down on them to self-destruction and ruin. That's me.
And they're on their way. Savvy.
That's me. Hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter, where you can find my streaming schedule pinned to the top of my page. I'm here Thursdays through Sundays, either playing games or running them, specifically running them on Sundays. I run a game called Thursday's Children, where we play Vaesen, and it's Nordic horror, and it's great. Some of these folks are in it, and we have a really, really good time. When I'm not here, I'm on Sunday nights at 8:30 p.m. I'm on twitch.tv/lbhackemup playing Dungeons & Dragons. But tonight I am playing Jessamine Blackwood, whose desire is to restore her family name and resume her place in society.
Jay.
Hey everybody, it's me, RJ. You can get me at rjustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things and sometimes stream with my friends. I'm playing Boo Boo the Fool because I gave myself a full week of games again. So, here's the rundown, everybody. Mondays, catch me over at the Indoor Adventures, where I play a Shatterkai wizard everyone but one person got disintegrated on the moon. That's fun. It's okay. I'm a lich. I'm coming back in 10 days. On Wednesday, I'll be over at Lantern Noirs, where they are going to be taking us through a domain of dread. I play a halfling named Linton Rumblepot. He's a paladin of devotion, and he's here to cook you good food out of the monsters you kill. Whew. Thursdays here, Elegant Magicks. We'll talk about that in a bit. Saturdays, I'm there on Mistborn. Catch me there. Sunday mornings over at the Hype Goblins channel, and then Sunday evenings over at the Lady Dames, where we're doing Tailspire. It's a virtual board game with resources and stuff. It's gonna be great. I play a tiefling monk who gets really drunk and punches things. But tonight, I'm Jarvis Hawke, and his desire is to take revenge on the people responsible for stealing whoomp womp you love.
Womp.
Womp.
Womp. Who you love. I'm done. And last but not least, I would say it's fair to say, would it be the MVP? I mean, we kind of came up with like the supermassive black hole. Is there like an anti-hero MVP? Yeah, we'll go with that. Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. OMG, it's some guy on the internet on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mistborn Saturdays. Tuesdays are now at 8 p.m. Eastern. That is a programming update. We also changed systems in the Burbs game because fuck transphobia. If you want to find out more about that, we did an episode about changing it, and we'll explain more later. But in tonight's game, I am playing Mr. Bernard Sinclair, the new arrival, whose new desire is to determine your love's true feelings and reestablish your engagement.
Excellent. And I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I am around these parts on and off Thursday through Sunday, and also over on twitch.tv/InfiniteRP at 8 o'clock Eastern on Mondays. We just had our premiere of our Flames of Freedom game. Man, we had chase scenes, we had lobster, we had eel pie, and lots of shooting people. And a wig change. I managed to get a wig change in there. Y'all can be proud of me. It was wonderful. Definitely check it out. Lobsters! Wally's in chat. Hey, Wally. Wally's in that game too. It's pretty great. So, we have a lot to go over. So much has happened in the past couple of episodes, but that's what recaps are for. So, no, that's not gonna cut it. There was a lot. Let's do, yes, that feels a lot more appropriate for this recap. Last a time on Elegant Magicks, our main characters were enjoying their stay at the Truth and Consequences Hot Spring while trying to stay out of trouble with everything going on back at home in Bexley. They and their connections managed to send and receive several letters of import, including an official invitation to tea with Duke Jimothy and Lord Von Karma, who, in fact, are they themselves on holiday at the Hot Springs as well. A secret letter to the Duke from Avalon, asking to have a private conversation before said tea. A group invite to a sort of Regency Netflix and chill from Bernie, with a mixed reception from the major characters and their friends. A secret communique from Jarvis to his aunt that he is coming home and everything that means. And also a secret letter from Zachary to an unknown associate about a job that needed to be done immediately. We began a new novel chapter with Avalon asking Jessamine to accompany them to the private chat with the Duke in the hopes that they could convince him to uphold their alibi of coming up to the Springs so that Jessamine could hold court with him. When they arrived and attempted to explain the situation, as well as their feelings for one another, to the Duke, they were interrupted by the appearance of a Mr. Tact Hailstrom, or as Val likes to put it, Mountain Man, the gigantic, almost 7 foot tall, absolute unit of a gorgeous man. It turns out that Hailstrom and the Duke were old flames back in the militia and had recently reconnected. The Duke did promise to go along with Avalon Jessamine's story if they promised in return to keep his and Hailstrom's engagement a secret for now. When the group was ready to set out for the tea, everyone did take notice that Miranda had some obvious discomfort of being around Bernie, and they all stayed behind momentarily to discuss what was going on. They did suggest to Bernie that if he truly wished to repair his relationship with Miranda, either by courting her or continuing with their friendship, he may want to make that a priority, even if that meant setting aside his other romantic pursuits, either temporarily while they worked through things, or perhaps entirely if Miranda were not open to a polyamorous arrangement. The group attended the tea, and while Lord Von Karma assured Jessamine on a garden walk that he will not tell the Baroness about her and Avalon's budding relationship, Bernie imploded, or rather Alex imploded Bernie, removing a negative reputation condition and embarrassing everyone, characters and players alike, in a glorious crash and burn of confessing his love for Miranda and everyone else. Miranda was mortified. Bernie excused himself in an even more gloriously schadenfreudish action. Miranda fled, and the group caught Jessamine back up by showing her a perfect recall of the entire thing on one of Avalon's earrings, which really was just delightful. As everyone came together at the tea to try and figure out what the hell they were going to do about the situation, we went back to the holiday house at the end of the night, and Bernie went to bed and woke up, realizing that somehow it was yesterday. It appears that Mr. Sinclair, we're not quite sure how or for how long, but is currently Groundhog Daying it in a time loop. So, we kind of discussed how this may go before stream, but we're gonna get this time loop going. So, as we discussed, unless something very major happens and changes what was already set up, Bernie, you're just gonna let us know what the hell you're gonna do, and then we will sort of reconcile with some vignettes and montages how that might change the day as it was. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, I guess we will start back up on just a regular day for most of our major characters. But Bernie, this is not a regular day. This is, in fact, an old day. You've been here before. It is the morning. It is before the events of the private conversation with the Duke, and of course, the infamous tea. What are you gonna do?
So you mentioned previously that, being a magical practitioner, I realized something was off, but how
Yes.
sure am I that this is some kind of time loop, or could this maybe just have been a really weird, very vivid dream that I've just woken up from?
I would say that, again, the feeling sort of happened immediately upon waking.
Mm-hmm.
The physical evidence of, that you delivered all of these invitations to your friends and Miranda, and in fact, Miranda tore hers up and returned it to you, but that would be the only one that you have. All of them are there, intact. None of the replies that you received are there. And I'm assuming, maybe fretfully, we can say for flavor, Bertie may have thrown off everything he'd worn previously the day before, in a huff to go to sleep. Yeah, none of that is on the floor. This looks eerily familiar.
Okay. I think the first day he's just gonna, not entirely sure, so first time is just gonna play out exactly the same.
Okay. Just to ensure that
Yeah.
everything goes down in the same fashion. Okay.
Yep. Then the next
So
time.
no major changes then. It's gonna stay the same. Is he still gonna explode?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He still feels very strongly about that. I'm also not sure how time loop affects the negative conditions and reputation conditions aspect.
Oh, you did it, so it's okay. Even if it gets erased somehow in the timey-wimey wibbly wobbly, you did it. It's fair. I'll give it to you.
Yep. I do
All
think
right.
something that would happen at the start of the next day is just checking in with everyone. So what did we do last night?
Hot springs.
That feels very personal.
Hot springs.
Okay.
I mean, nothing. Went to sleep.
Avalon, shut up.
Sorry, I just feel like I'm having a...
The entire point of this sort of weekend away was that we were all going to be open and honest with one another. Jarvis and I had a marvelous time, if you were wondering.
Jarvis
We heard.
tries to. How could you?
That's the worst noise. Why did you do that?
Sorry.
I want a clip of just that noise.
I'm
No.
gonna put in a marker for you.
God, no.
Yes,
It's cursed.
Alex. Alex always has my back.
Me sub noise.
Amazing.
But yeah, unless people want to expand more, Bernie would pull Jacqueline aside for a quick question. You know a bit about curses, right?
Somewhat. I know how to, what's the best description of this? Bend them. So not to break them necessarily, because that would be very difficult, but to make them malleable enough that they no longer serve their original purpose. That's as clear as I can make that, I think.
Makes sense, but I guess my question is, do curses ever just happen? Or like, can enough magical energy coalesce and cause a curse, or is it always a willful enchantment by someone?
I don't believe every curse that ever existed was willful, at least consciously, I would think. Some manifest, well, it's magic. There are many practitioners of it, and there are fey magics I will never understand. So it's quite possible one could, at least to our imaginations, manifest randomly, I suppose. Is this just a sort of hypothetical college conversation? Why do you ask?
Let's say for now it's an idle curiosity, but may follow up on this as the situation develops.
All right.
It's
Are we still going to tea, or is
yes. We're here to relax. We're here to have fun. But something I've been thinking about the past 2 days. Anyway.
Really? I would not have assumed that, given your general demeanor. I thought you had other things on your mind.
I am a man of multitudes. I am capable of many things.
All right. Keep me posted, I suppose.
Will do.
Any major deviations on the second day?
Don't think so yet. And then I do have ideas for ways Bernie could start deviating, but if other people want to come up with extra things that happened that day first.
Do we have any, as of yet, off-screen canonical things that happened on this day? Jarvis?
Jarvis does have a talk with
Yes. We might need a change of music for this
Sorry,
one.
Val. It's a new mic.
If I have to listen to you slurp every 5 minutes, I'm cutting the stream.
I will mute myself. I will remind myself to mute myself.
Don't bully RJ.
RJ's bullying me.
Oh. So, canonically, as the rest of the group heads off to the tea, Jarvis and Jacqueline stay behind. Jacqueline is smiling and fully intended to just kidnap you and keep you from the tea for, reasons. But I'm assuming probably sees Jarvis's face and sort of pales. What's wrong?
I sent a message back home, love. With all the affairs going on, I need to find out what my family's planning. So I said I was coming home.
Oh. When?
Near future. Not leaving all of you here and doing work while y'all are having fun.
Would be a bit of a buzzkill, wouldn't it? You don't have to go.
I don't have to go, but I need to go. If I can find out why you were imprisoned, why they wanted you out of prison.
Jarvis, I'm just happy to be out of there. If I get to live the rest of my life and never receive answers, I would be fine with that.
Love, the problem with that is that they'll keep coming for you. And trust me, living in the shadows is not all that's cracked up to be.
I'm scared for you.
I'll manage, somehow.
I wouldn't dream of attempting to ask you not to go. You wouldn't listen anyway. All right. I'm coming with you.
Absolutely not. For one, Jess is going to kill me if she found out. And I fear her more than I do my family. She turned me into a toad once, you know that.
I did hear about that, yes. I don't have to go into the lion's den, but you're not going by yourself.
No, I'm going to make a quick pit stop. If
Well?
I am going into said lion's den, I wish to be armed to the teeth.
Good. Well, I think we should make some preparations then. You should be armed, both with weaponry and a plan.
I've got about 12% of a plan.
Well, let's work on the other. She stops for an inordinate amount of time.
88%.
88, yes, of course. Math was not my strong suit.
Have you ever met a dragon before?
I'm sorry, what?
No. This is going to be a fun experience then.
She'll stand up, go to your writing desk in the room, and take out some paper and ink. All right. Tell me everything.
All right.
And you go into everything?
Goes into everything, outlining his plan. And it is to take a stop at Mount Whitebridge to his patron's den and swear fealty if they are going to oust them as the lead patron of the house. He will fight for them to remain in control of the Hawke family. But to do so,
shit.
he needs power.
Okay. We can get into that. You lay out this plan. Get a good deal of it on paper. And eventually she'll steal you away to take a break.
Take a break.
Take a break. And we can fade to black on that one. Excellent. So, that is canon. Bam. That happened. And back to shenanigan music. All right. Anything else for day 2, Bernard?
I think. Oh. He's gonna learn eventually that he maybe shouldn't do the outburst, but it's just so much fun. Plus, just in terms of thinking about what to accomplish in, with theoretically infinite time, that feels like the thing to save for the end. Like maybe that's, well, anyway. I think, yeah, probably finishes up the same, but then going forward, what Bernie's going to attempt to do is, because you said we typically have the mornings free before tea, right?
Correct. The first kind of event was Avalon and Jessamine going to the pre-tea, as it were.
Yep. Bernie is going to start approaching each person on their own and ask to spend the morning with them for, a couple reasons. One, to ask them to teach him in the ways of their magic. But also while doing this, get to know them, find out things, and, hopefully woo them.
Okay.
So,
Who would he start with? We'll call this day 3. And we can do I think we can do a short scene and maybe a little montage of that.
Probably starts with Avalon.
All right.
Just taking down my notes. So I think Bernie's already relatively familiar with Avalon's style of magic, but is going to ask Avalon to teach him how to do the actual channeling and refine that process. So there's all that.
You want me to do what now? I'm sorry, it's very early.
Right, and it's I've been here all this time saying, over in America we just learn all kinds of magic, and I've been here how long, and I haven't really asked you to teach me your magic.
Right. Well. It's a bit complicated, actually. And technically it's a secret, and I could be exiled just for telling you.
Yes, but you hate your mother.
Yes, but I hate my mother. I could teach you the principles of it, but I don't know if it would be... I don't know if you are prepared for the process that it takes to utilize Magicks. Have you consumed large quantities of metals, highly toxic metals, in your lifetime?
Not that I know of.
You would know. It's extremely painful.
Right.
We should keep this between us for now. Not that I'm really big on the whole magical secrecy sort of thing anyway. But to maintain my cover and to not be excommunicated or assassinated by my mother anytime soon. Or put you in danger of such for other people learning that you know this secret. The Cross children are sort of trained, you might say, from a very young age to sort of, what's the word? Attune themselves to the metals we use for our magics. And this requires ingesting certain concoctions that, if not administered in the correct way, would kill you several times over. And it's through this process that, and use of a bit of magic and other things along the way, all very secret. My mother is the only one that holds the books to actually create these concoctions, and the spells that go into it. Well, it would be necessary for you to be started on that regimen to actually utilize the magics that we do.
Right, and there's no way we would be able to do that here. You don't know how to prepare the concoctions yourself?
I have some theories. Based on what I remember, and some leanings that I've been able to have sneaking into my mother's study over the years. I could try. There's a high probability it would kill you.
Well, what's the, likelihood of killing me versus I will just be very painfully, agonizingly sick?
60-40.
Okay.
Leaning more heavily towards killing you.
Right. So maybe not yet. Maybe we'll just start with the principles for now.
I can describe those, and who knows? Maybe the whole concoction thing is a sham and it's totally unnecessary. Unlikely, but possibly. But yeah, I'll explain to you the general processes. We'll start with something simple. And Avalon will spend some time kind of explaining like the different metals they use, how they work, which ones need to be, because I think it's like, since my source material for this is like a combination of needing to like consume the different metals or just being in contact and resonating with them to invest different and create different effects.
So kind of the way I've been imagining this whole thing going is, we only have so much time for the lessons because Avalon is going to go meet with the Duke, but in the next time loop, Bernie knows a little bit more, and then next loop more and more until, progressing the lessons. And, Avalon's probably a bit confused at Bernie knowing so much, but
Your very quick study.
yes, well, kind of gotta be if I want to hold on to my throne.
Right. Well, it seems you know more of this than I thought. Are there other families that use this magic in the Americas?
Not that I've met personally, but you are close to your friend of mine, and I thought it would help me understand you to understand your magic. So I made a bit of a study of it myself.
I don't know whether to be unsettled or flattered. Bit of combination of the two.
I would hope for more flattery, but I understand the unsettlement.
I just find myself at a loss for not knowing how much attention you've been paying to me over the years.
It's, I wouldn't dwell too much on it. It's, we've been apart for so long, and this was a way that I thought of to help myself feel closer to you despite the distance.
Well, I very much appreciate it. I have to be honest, I was a bit apprehensive about this weekend to begin with. I understand you and I are close friends, and this whole thing has been sort of a shock to me. But I sort of worried that this whole thing would be some way to sort of manipulate us into some sort of wild orgy of sorts. And I'm happy to see that you're taking this very seriously.
Yes, my experiences with Miranda this weekend have somewhat opened my eyes in that regard, though I also wouldn't say no to a wild orgy, if I'm being totally honest.
Just kind of pats him on the shoulder. We'll see. We'll see. Well, just play it cool today. Don't do anything to push Miranda away even further.
Appreciate your advice. Two other specifics I wanted to get on with Avalon and the time loops, though I do see... Yes, Savvy?
I was just going to point out the mini monologue.
I assume it's for me?
It's not, it's for Avalon.
Ooh.
Oh.
So just keep that in mind.
I think this would be a good point for that, given that they just realized how much Bernie seems to know about their magic and ostensibly has just been observing them over the years. What are they feeling about that?
I didn't realize someone could pick up so much just from observation. It's very sweet. I always knew that Bernie was a bit of a flirt, but the fact that they pay so much honest attention towards us. It's good to know. Maybe they are serious about this sort of thing. I don't have anything else. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you for the mini monologue chat. We appreciate you. Keep them coming. Any further montages or particulars with your? I'm gonna say, I'm spitballing here. Number of days it would take to gain some level of, well, not mastery, but familiarity with a very complex system of magic. We're gonna go with day 25. Yeah, we'll go with day 25.
So
of just like straight, just very concentrated on this. Yeah.
Yeah. So the two other things I wanted to point out, one is Avalon specific, one is something that's going to happen with everyone eventually, is at some point in the loops, probably after 10 or so days learning from them, Bernie is just going to be, well, the reason I've learned so much is because I'm stuck in a time loop. And this is not the first time that I am asking you to tutor me in this. We started from nothing, and through your tutelage and me remembering what happened the previous time, I've gotten to where I am now. Been kind of just waiting to see how they react.
Did you hit your head?
Not that I know of, but
A time loop, really?
yes. Well, I know that you are going to go speak with the Duke later today about covering for why you are here, along with Jessamine. And when you are there, you are going to learn that the Duke is engaged to Tact Hailstrom, who is also here.
Really? Tact Hailstrom?
Yes. And then when we are at tea, I am going to make an utter and complete fool of myself, confessing my love to Miranda and everyone else here. So you might want to prepare one of your memories for that.
Okay, well, whatever you say. Please make sure you drink some water. I hear it's good for you.
Will do.
Maybe don't drink so much today. We'll cut the lesson short. I think you need some rest.
Sure. Thank you. And then, so I guess, progressing through the day, how does Avalon react?
Exactly.
As soon as it, like, Tact Hailstrom comes in, the entire scene with Jessamine and the Duke changes, where Avalon is not just bemused and shocked from it, is legitimately shocked and storms back, I guess, because we met them back at the house, or they came there. I don't remember.
Yes, you all came back to the house. Yes.
Just like storms in, grabs Bernie, goes somewhere else. How did you know?
Like I said, this has happened. This is maybe about the 30th time loop.
Puts their hands behind their back. How many fingers am I holding up?
I don't know, because this is new. I haven't told you about the time loop before.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, what happens at the end of it? Does the dragon come down and set us on fire? Oh.
No, I mean, typically Miranda storms out. We all kind of have an awkward, uncomfortable evening. Then I go to sleep and wake up this morning. I stay up to midnight. It's this morning.
You said earlier that you made a fool out of yourself? You didn't do something stupid like profess your love to Miranda at tea.
I've done that every time so far.
Bernie. Why? Why would you keep doing that?
I mean, because it's how I feel, but, this, I don't think duplicitous is the right word, but I realized I could get some utility out of these loops, such as my lessons with you and getting to know you better. And I'm worried that if I change that, and if I do it right, that's going to fix things before I've gotten the chance to do all the things I want to.
Benny, I was beginning to think that you weren't somehow trying to manipulate us in one way or another, and now you've just confirmed to me that that is in fact what you're doing. Through the clever use of some sort of time curse.
Which, for the record, I did not do. I don't know who or what did. I don't know how to fix it.
My money is on Miranda being so cross with you that she somehow inadvertently cursed you.
So this is something I meant to ask Sid at some point. Does Miranda know or do any magic? Because I don't think it's come up before.
She is a magic practitioner as well. She mainly, what you've noticed with her is it's more nature based. She's very in tune with nature. She's an avid gardener. That sort of, I think almost druid like.
Cool. I don't think that is one of her specialties. And actually earlier on I did talk with Jackie, seeing as I thought she was kind of our resident curse expert, and she said sometimes magics just coalesce.
Hexpert.
I'll wait for you to try calling her that to her face.
Well,
Oh hell, Jackie's putting that on her resume. Are you kidding me? Sorry, go ahead.
I suppose if this day is going to repeat, I could try it. You could tell me how it works out.
So, I suppose we'll see, because this is the first time I've told any of you directly about the time loop, whether or not you'll remember this come tomorrow. And one of the reasons I wanted to learn your magic is so that I could create memories of what's happening here and share them with you all.
Oh. Well, I could try to imbue something with a memory, and you could hold on to it, and I could attempt to retrieve it.
We can try, but, like I said, wake up, everything's back to the way it was before, clothes are changed.
Well, it's possible, even if the item ends up back where it was before, that maybe the magic resets, and that might tell you something. If the magic doesn't reset, that might tell you something about the nature of this predicament. Whether it's true time manipulation, or if we're in some sort of distortion. All the memories are being wiped, but time is continuing to pass. Oh god, how many days has it been?
It's been about a month.
Let's hope that's not the case. I could not explain to my mother where I've been for a month.
Right. Well, let's hope when this all resolves that it's just going to be tomorrow.
Right. Here. Takes a moment, pulls off one of their earrings, hands it to Bernie. Hold on to that. If you don't have it in the morning, see if I can retrieve anything from it.
And then, I prompted you to take a memory of the scene at tea. You did do that, yes?
Oh, yes.
I will try asking you to pull. You took that in. Just asking which accessory you kept that in.
The copper stud.
So I'll ask you tomorrow, especially if you don't seem to remember any of this, to try and pull a memory from that and see if somehow that's there.
With a shot. I need to drink. I would try to explain this to others, but I'm too tired.
Yes. Well, this is, like I said, we'll see if you remember tomorrow, and that may inform whether or not I try telling the others, or if that turns out to be a pointless venture.
All right. I really need that drink.
Yes. Shall we see if we can get everyone drunk and have that wild orgy, or is that too much?
Yes. Too much.
Okay.
You get a drink or several. And yeah, we'll say we're on day 31. Same as before, Bernie. You wake up. You no longer have that earring. Day 31. Any variations?
Go to Avalon and ask them what happened yesterday.
That seems very personal, doesn't it?
Oh, shit. Okay. This is going to seem random, but that's stud you've got. Any memories kicking around in there?
Bernie, it's very early for this. Can
Humor me, please.
Anything?
Would someone like to spend a token for the memory to have remained within the earring?
I mean, I'll spend a token. I'm the lowest on tokens, but I'll spend a token for it.
All right.
Eventually, I'm going to start taking tokens from using magic.
Alrighty. So let's look at the magic table. I guess this most affects Bernie, because this is his chance to tell everyone what the fuck's going on. I assume we want this to work.
Yeah.
So go ahead and pick from the left.
I think in this case, what does the magic demand from you, or what does it make you promise? If you're open to suggestions.
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions because I can't think of anything super interesting.
I think the first thought I had was that pulling this memory more or less induces a hangover, because it's just so stressful to pull this temporally confuddled memory out.
Yeah, I do like that. I was also...
even...
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you.
I was gonna suggest that maybe this memory is sort of permanently pulled out. So potentially in this next cycle, Avalon would remember that one memory, but perhaps not know where it came from, thinking maybe it was a dream or something like that. But potentially they could continue to remember it and maybe help Bernie out of this situation somehow.
I like that. Yeah. And this is specific to the terrible, terrible thing that Bernie did at
the very, very no good, very bad thing. Yes.
Okay.
Y'all are throwing around a lot of adjectives that I'm not sure I agree with.
Bernie's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad. Sorry.
Listen, my name's already Alexander. I got enough shit about that book as a kid.
I'm sorry.
How drunk was I yesterday?
So?
Did we have tea with the... Why are we doing it?
Because, and you may want to sit down for this, that both has already happened and hasn't happened yet. I'm caught in a time loop, and that is a memory from yesterday, but later this afternoon.
It's too early for this. All right. I did have an idea to add to the time shenanigans that I've seen done. It is done elsewhere with these sort of time loop sort of things. That maybe if Avalon's resistant, that if we do something and it's successful, that maybe we could just say like that happens and we end up with the same result as before or something like that. Because I was debating whether, but we don't have to like play it out every time. We can just say like, this is the path we're following and stuff here.
Absolutely.
Because I was debating whether Avalon might still need the like tact hailstrom to like
convince them that it actually is going on. That is fair.
And if like Bernie wants to solidify this Avalon having knowledge of what is going to happen and believing about the time loop, that is like the path that needs to be followed. Because I do think Avalon will probably need that confirmation, because that in conjunction with the memory, I think is going to seal the deal there.
Do it for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. Bernie, are you amenable to that?
I think so. And so, after, getting Avalon to calm down a bit and, try and explain what's happening. Okay, this is progress. This hasn't happened before. This is the first thing that has stuck around from loops that isn't, my own memories.
Right. What do we do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Right now, I've been spending, for me, most of the past month, spending mornings with you, asking you to teach me your magic, so that I could hopefully do this myself. But I've also been getting to know you a bit better, which is unfortunate that you're not exactly remembering those conversations.
No. All right. Well, maybe you need to convince the others. It's a shame.
Right.
None of them have. How much toxic metal do you think the other two have ingested over the point of the course of their life?
I don't know, and I've been spending some days trying to figure out where I could get some of these metals in town to varying degrees of success. We haven't tried making the concoction yet and having me drink it, but I've been sort of laying the groundwork.
All right. Well, short of you taking a carriage back to Bexley and stealing the book from my mother, memorizing the pages, and then trying to...
Now, there's a thought. Because so far, everything resets for me at midnight or when I go to bed. Could try storming Iron Hand Castle and getting that book and just see what happens.
I think one, you'd be dead before you even got through the front door, let alone in my mother's study. 2, that seems like an awfully complicated way to solve this, because it seems to me that the most likely culprit for this is whatever you did to Miranda, so just don't do that.
Right. Okay, so... But, then we're in a bit of a pickle, because what you are remembering is that incident, and it's apparently so strong, so indelible that it's persisting across this time loop. So if I don't do that, and you don't have the memory, how do I get you, back in the loop, but not the loop?
Then just do it again the next day, do all of that over again, make me take the memory, and then you're back here, alright? Listen, let's go talk to the others, because they're going to say the same thing that I'm saying right now, is just don't do the bloody stupid thing that you've been doing every day at tea time. Jessamine, Jarvis!
What?
Bernie's time cursed.
What?
In what way?
Wait, okay. So where are we right now? Is this the morning? This
This would be after. No, this would be after Duke.
After Duke, before tea. Okay.
Yes, before tea.
That means Miranda is in the house. So do you yell this for
Yes.
loud enough for Miranda and Jacqueline to hear?
Yes.
Okay. Noted. Both also come running. I'm sorry, what? What?
I'm sorry, I meant to only speak with Jessamine and Jarvis, but I guess everyone heard.
Well, you screamed to the entire house.
Right. I said your names, though. Everyone responds to each other's names.
They just
You
supposed
just
to
yelled
ignore?
very loudly. I thought something was wrong.
Time
My
curse. He's stuck in a time loop.
Right. How many fingers am I holding up? And Jarvis will put his
Haven't
hands
done
back
this
there.
before. I don't know
Jarvis,
that
we
answer.
tried that. You know it doesn't work.
But it's, try passing around that earring. So, I guess before tea, but the secret meeting with the Duke has already happened.
Which is what has confirmed for Avalon that this is
Yes.
actually happening.
Okay, so I guess try showing the others that memory, and they will see, that hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so
What did you do?
It's probably better if you just see.
Look at his face. Give it to me.
Oh, I'm working on it. Hands her the earring. So yeah, I think the way we did the match before is that Jessamine could retrieve it. I don't know if she'll be able to retrieve it, given the negative effect we had on it.
I mean, if we want to spend some tokens and that memory also sticks with someone else, we could do that. I would say we maybe have to pick something new from the magic table.
Is it more interesting if it doesn't work, though?
Up to y'all. It's your time loop. I mean, you tell me.
I think it's more interesting if it doesn't work.
Okay.
If I can take a token, because I'd like another token.
Sure. All right. Take a token and pick something from the right table.
I'm not used to being down below like 8, and it's very stressful.
You have so many tags, though. You could spend those too,
I do. Do I not have the magic sheet up? Ah, there it is.
Sid, we're not going to do that.
Not yet.
In the year, almost 2 now that we've been, a year and a half that we've been playing both seasons of this, I think maybe we've spent 3 tags total. Accumulated tags.
We traumatize ourselves just fine on our own.
I spent a tag
It's true.
last time, and look at
You did.
all that's
You
happened
did.
from that. You think
So
that
proud of you.
incentivizes us to spend tags?
I guess I misunderstood. So you take a resolve token when your magic has a significant drawback or complication, and then
Yes.
the target would ask one of the questions from the list.
Yes. So if you are attempting to give this memory to Jessamine through the earring, if you don't want it to work, then you take a token, and then Jessamine would pick from the right table. And that right table, we don't get to use very often. All your all's magic tends to usually work pretty well. So, What do you think, Jessamine?
How is the effect of this act of magic completely different than intended?
What if it just wipes Jessamine's memories? But that'd be so extreme.
Just for the cycle, though. I mean, it wouldn't continue on the next one because obviously it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. I was either thinking that or like Jessamine gets like all of Avalon's memories. Like,
I
anything
like
that's
that
from before.
one.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot more, and it gives Jessamine more to do in the scene rather than having her just forget everything. So yeah. So you don't get the memory that Avalon was trying to give, but you get every other memory that was stored in there, which probably starts somewhere around like, I don't know,
age 12.
Age 12, yeah. Like
think of Avalon's memories as a cake. Avalon attempted to just slice you a little piece. They took that piece out, and then you just took the rest of the cake. Is kind of what happened.
Yes.
Yes. Avalons are like onions.
They make you want to cry.
They have layers.
They have layers. Jessamine, you are immediately flooded with a lifetime of Avalon's memories, including, I'm sure, some memories about you, about their past with their mother, various things about Morrigan, various things about the Arcana Populi, everything.
What exactly were you trying to show me?
Did it not work? The
Oh, no, it
embarrassing thing
worked.
that Bernie did at
Which one?
tea time later today.
At the age of 12, 14, 15, or 17?
Oh no.
So I've got at least 4 in here.
Oh no. Oh please give that back.
Okay. Oh, time is screwing with things. Okay. Well,
Miranda stamps her forehooves. What in the bloody hell is going on?
I think I know everything that's ever happened to Avalon in their entire life.
Gross.
Why? What?
so,
Look, if you are going to continue with this fantasy that you are living inside of a loop in time, please, by all means, go ahead. I am about to go to tea with a lovely Lord who actually cares to hear about my feelings and, you know, is a friend, if you'll excuse me. And she storms out of the house.
I have a headache.
I'm sorry for that.
I was going to warn her about Tact Hailstrom to try and prove that this is happening, but as this experiment has just shown, doesn't seem like we'll be able to get anyone else to know that this has happened.
So you think you're time cursed?
He
For
is
what it's worth,
time-cursed.
Avalon, you had a memory of yesterday, but not yesterday.
All of
Jacqueline
these
steps-
memories of citrus making your tongue swell, and you never knew you were allergic.
I don't remember everything all the time. That's why I keep it there. I just forget to check.
Jacqueline steps forward, just bewildered, but Bernard, if you were cursed and you've lived through this day on several occasions, why have you not asked me to break it for you?
Well, as Avalon pointed out yesterday, when I told them about the time loop the first time, there has been a part of me that has been using this to my advantage to gain knowledge. And so, yes, there was a part of me that was a bit loath to break things so soon, but we should see if you can do it now. And maybe this will be over and done with, and we'll be able to go on with, Bernie's a cad, a villain, and that'll be that.
You are
Can
a
we go back
very
one more time so I don't have all
strange man. You know that. Come here. She'll put her hands upon your shoulders, close her eyes. She sits there concentrating for a moment. Well, you aren't cursed. I am feeling something very strange, sort of throughout all of us now that I'm concentrating on it.
Are we all cursed?
No, it's not.
Are we all time cursed?
Time break.
The time break. Not that I can tell? But now this may have absolutely nothing to do with you or your actions necessarily.
This has been going on for about a month in my reckoning, and so far I seem to be the only one who remembers anything.
A month.
A month.
A month?
In which time I have learned a lot about the way Avalon's magic works.
And
a
this
lot
is the
about
first
them.
time that you have come to the person that you know can break curses and ask them about it?
The first day I asked you about how curses could happen.
And then you waited 29 days to actually potentially do something about it?
Time magic is so fickle. We could have all aged a month in here.
Well, so far you all still look lovely. And I'm sure you will look lovely when we grow old together, but that's besides the point.
What if time's still passing on the outside? What if it was some sort of time loop bubble?
Fuck.
I'm going outside to
Jarvis.
check.
Jarvis storms off to his room to send a letter.
Avalon goes running outside.
Jacqueline chases after Jarvis. Miranda has already left. She's with the tea.
Okay, well, I thought we'd, be able to all put our heads together for a solution, but I guess today it's you and me.
Right. Well, can we please get the Bernie, you're such a fool out of the way and then move on to things we can actually do about this, maybe? I hate to steal your thunder and the glee you will get in admonishing me, but like I said, it's been a month. And there are some things that I only have so much patience for.
Oh, I want
They
to tell you it's
say
your
it.
own fault so badly. It's your own fault you don't have any patience for it, Bernard. You've been here for a month because you... wanted to be?
To be fair, I have learned so much about Avalon's style of magic. And, if it didn't involve drinking potentially deadly toxins to be able to do it myself, I think I'd be doing it by now.
Fair.
And,
But I'm sure you'll hear this from us tomorrow, so...
Well, seeing how this is played out, I'm not sure that that's the best use of our time. But,
No, I am coming down on the side of one-on-one conversations.
yes. And, this may be, existentially meaningless, but it is my intention to do the same sort of thing with you and ask you to tutor me in your magic and get to spend some one-on-one time with you.
And have me not remember it in case you messed up.
That is not my intent, certainly. That is a side effect that happens.
All right.
If only I could...
Then here and now, I will tell you I give my consent to us spending time together during your strange time curse.
And I wish I could take memories and prove it to you later, but is there something that you haven't told other people, anyone else, that you could tell me so that I can tell you another time.
What's something I know you don't know? You've never seen me without my gloves.
Do you have gloves on in the hot spring?
No, but she had a glamour
Mm.
over her hands.
Okay, and what do I do with, I've only ever seen you with gloves on.
Well, I'll show you. And then either you've been spying on me in a way that is most unnatural, or I've shown you.
Okay.
So Jessamine will take off her gloves and show Bernie the black runic circles she has on her both palms.
That is a novel way of having a magical catalyst.
Indeed. And you shouldn't know about it. It's a family secret.
Right. I guess in the same way that Avalon's told me cross magical family secrets, and eventually Jarvis told me Hawke families. Does everyone over here just have family magical secrets?
Yes.
Do you all see now why America kicked your ass in the war? I don't know that those two are directly related, but it feels like there's maybe a connection there.
Well, hopefully you have plenty of time in your loop to explore that train of thought.
I ran so far. No bubble. Almost to the end of the drive.
It's like 100 feet.
Very far. Further than I've run in my life. I need to
Okay.
go lie down.
If it would stay over the loops, I think we'd start having you do some exercises with me in addition to my magic lessons, but...
That sounds terrible. Don't do that.
Well, maybe we can
I mean,
figure
I
out-
would take that invitation.
But the benefits wouldn't stick around. Well, at the very least, I can offer a fun cardio exercise if you're up for it tonight.
Jarvis comes back around this time too. Quick question: if he had sent a sending to someone to inquire about the date, would it still be today?
Yes.
Well, good news, it's still today on the outside.
You couldn't have told me that before I went running off.
Well, he didn't know. You
I
ran off
think-
at the same time.
Yes, I didn't know you were going to jog to the end of the neighborhood and then back to find out if the time loop still worked.
I don't know if I would call it jogging.
Oh, the end of the neighborhood. You said you just went to the end of the drive.
Sort of a couple
That's-
meters.
That's 100 feet. I
And
shouldn't
if it
say
wasn't for
meters.
this time loop, I would
What's a
suggest
foot?
doing exercises with...
Yes,
I don't know if we're metric or
We're doing it like in
imperial.
pirate times. We're counting paces.
Right.
We don't know what a meter is.
I
It's
don't
a
even
measure
know
of
if
music.
I would keep, physical exercise changes over loops. So far, it's just my knowledge.
All right, Bernard. Mr. Sinclair. You said you've done the same thing for a month.
Yes.
For the sake of argument, why don't you try not doing that same thing and see what happens?
Yes, I do believe that is going to be the plan for today at Tea with the Duke.
That's what I suggested in the first place. I will just point that out.
by the by, Bernard, if we want to do a little experimenting, come to me later tonight. About the whole time loop situation.
Wait, I was already invited for experimenting tonight.
Oh. We can all experiment. It'll be fun.
Bernie just takes a gleeful little sip of whatever beverage he has.
All right, then.
But
So, Bernard, Bernie, Mr. Sinclair, do you go to the Dukes and implode this evening?
no implosion this time.
Okay. Do we have a montage of late night, quote unquote, experimentation?
So here's the thing.
No, here's the thing.
If Bernard comes to Jarvis, he's going to be in the room. And he's going to turn on Bernard and say, if you've broken out of your time loop, we'll laugh about this in the morning. And he's going to punch him in the face.
Oh. Okay.
Now you'll know if any physical changes take.
Bernie, you can feel it. You're gonna have a shiner.
And I feel so much better.
Well, I guess I shouldn't. Magic my nose better than.
Like I said, we will laugh about this in the morning, Bernard.
Well, I guess we'll see. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll go to Jess. It sounded like we had some more fun experimentation planned this evening.
God, I hope she punches him in the face too.
Tall chap.
Jessamine?
Oh god, what happened to your face?
Jarvis decided to punch me and see if this sticks around to test the physical changes theory.
Oh damn, I was going to suggest cutting you.
Well, now I guess I'm glad I went to Jarvis first. I mean, if you want, I guess. Have at it.
My thunder's sort of been stolen. What's the theme of today? Let's all steal Jessamine's thunder.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, it's fine. I'll get over it. So, you wanted to learn a few things.
Yes, I suppose we could start tonight.
You're adorable. Pulls him into the room, shuts the door.
All right, then. Well, it seems we at least have an experiment of a change of location. We have an experiment of a black eye. We have an experiment of other experiments in the evening. And we do not have our implosion at the Dukes. Bernie, you go to bed later, I suppose, in a different room. And you wake up the next morning in your own bed. No black eye. Everything is the same.
Well, now Bernie has a multitude of things about Jess that he can tell her that he shouldn't know.
This is true. So let's cut to that. We've got Avalon on board. You're getting Jess on board.
Yes, so I think still going to, in the morning, seek out Avalon first, try and get them to pull the memory, fill them in, but warn them against calling for everyone. And Jess. So I think going forward, I'm going to start spending some of my mornings with Jess, and learning from her magic, getting to know her, and see if maybe we can do something to also get her in the loop. Previously, you had tried to share that memory with her, but instead she just got your whole life story. So I don't know that that's an option.
Oh no.
It's okay. She's not going to remember it unless the memory magic is so distorted. We can see if maybe she remembers your embarrassing moments from when you were a teenager.
Does someone want to spend a token for some of those memories to have stuck around in this loop? Jessamine! I'm okay with that.
I have so many tokens. Avalon, have one.
Yay.
Jessamine, when you woke up, you had, I guess you had some really strange dreams about Avalon as a kid? Some very specific ones. It was just very strange. It's been a weird couple of days. Yes, RJ.
I wasn't here for it, but did the Shiner stick around?
It did not.
Damn.
And Bernie did not stick around in Jessamine's room either. He woke
You
up in his own
dog.
bed. Didn't even stay the
Not
night.
by
Jeez.
choice.
Real quick, chat has gifted a token to Avalon.
Woo.
Aw,
A token.
yay.
Back up to where I was at the beginning of the stream.
Thanks, Mecca.
Excellent. All right. So do we attempt to get Jessamine on board? What do you use to convince her?
So you know how I've never seen your palms before, right? Or I guess I should say you without your gloves.
The sort of strangest permutation of that comment I've ever gotten from a man, but do continue.
I know that that is how you do your magic.
With my hands, congratulations.
With these sigils.
All right.
If you're not convinced, I could also tell you your reaction when someone touches you just there and points to a particular spot on your person. That is a trick you taught me last night.
So, time loop.
Indeed.
You have 2 of your fellow major characters on board in this time loop. We'll go ahead and say that. Do you spend a couple more loops getting to know Jessamine and her brand of magic?
Yep. And just so it's not fully, let's learn all the magical knowledge we can. I had mentioned a while ago there was one other thing that Bernie wanted to ask Avalon about. And the question there was going to be, Avalon, what is your intent with your family? I know that you despise your mother and you love your sister, but do you want to exile your mother and take over the Cross family? Do you want the Cross family to cease to exist? Have you thought that part through?
Yes, I have. Wanting what's best for Morrigan, I couldn't rightly simply destroy our entire family. I would see my mother dealt with. As much as I despise her, I would prefer not to see her dead, but I fear that that may be the only recourse in resolving it. I would see that our position as keepers of Bexley be dissolved, and the people be left to govern themselves. The Cross estate could still exist, but without the power and the force that it carried. So, enough that my sister could at least live comfortably for the rest of her days.
Well, just know that you have my full support in making that happen.
I appreciate that. I never really told anyone this, but I guess I can share it with you that I don't fully expect that I will get out of this clean either. But I'm willing to make that sacrifice. I fear some terrible things will need to be done in order to remove my mother.
Well, we can brainstorm alternatives and save those options for last resorts.
Right. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that. This is after the time loop conversation. Avalon's on board.
We're gonna go ahead. Once we get everyone on board with the time loop, we'll just assume that is done every day in some variation.
All right. Well, did Bernie tell Avalon that changing what they did and affected and explain everything that's happened?
Yup.
So breakfast with Bernie get incrementally longer each morning as there's more time spent explaining what has happened and summarizing.
Since Jessamine is in on it, is Jessamine there as well?
I think so. That's up to Savvy.
Sure. I'll be there.
Great. So you believe it now. Why
Yes.
do you believe this now?
Because I do.
Did you get some sort of memory you kept from the prior days? I mean, any clue would help in figuring out how to stop this.
I apparently, in the past, chose to trust Bernard with a couple of particular bits of information that not everyone knows.
Right. I suppose that will explain it. Well, I'm afraid that if this isn't in your control, and if your actions aren't causing this, Bernard, then we might need to look to start investigating what might be causing this.
Yes, well, the theory has been tossed around that has something to do with the falling out Miranda and I have had. And so while, not imploding at T, as I guess we've come to dub it, doesn't solve it, I do think that is a line of investigation worth pursuing. At the same time, I do wish to spend some more loops getting to know you all better and learning from you. And yes, perhaps that is selfish, but it also seems like would be a waste not to do that.
Using resources to your advantage is not selfish. It's good strategy.
Yes, well, in a previous loop, Avalon did call me manipulative for doing so, though I perhaps did not phrase it as generously as I have learned to.
Well, at least you've learned. As long as you're using this to be productive and not simply trying to fornicate with everyone in this house, then...
Do you want to know how that has gone?
Maybe?
We can circle back to that. There has been one day where I just, went off and sat in the town's bakery all day eating their most delectable sweets, and that was an interesting day, but for the most part it has been spent productively.
Right. And have you left the town?
Not too far. There had been the harebrained scheme to go to Ironhand Castle and retrieve your mother's grimoire to try and learn how to get the concoctions to perform your magic, but you theorized that I would be killed very quickly.
Yes.
You'd never make it through the front door.
No. That's a terrible idea.
Yes.
But, I mean, with enough tries, assuming you dying doesn't end the loop.
So far, I have not, as far as I know, have died. And not super keen to test that theory.
I
Well-
think there's a more local solution to that. Well, to the whole issue. Something here caused it. Something here should solve it. If you think Miranda's at the center of it, perhaps we need to go back further.
Right. And I do fully intend to spend time with her in loops and try and fix things, but as I said, I fear that may solve it, and I wish to make better use of this opportunity first.
Well, we are going to need a solution. So
Right.
some of us should be working on that. I think we should loop Jarvis in. He is an incredibly talented researcher.
Yes.
But if the event, I guess we'll call it, at T, may have been, I don't know, the spark that set everything off, but I don't think it was a real catalyst.
Okay.
Have you ever used time magic before?
I've certainly not with any degree of success. There were times when I was a young lad and in lessons with tutors, and I, tried to improvise some temporal magic to make lessons go faster, but that certainly did not succeed.
Well, Jarvis and I have dabbled in most things. Have you considered that, while that was the explosion, the catalyst might have been before? Explosions don't just happen for no reason. Things build up to them.
So then I guess we have a lot of potential avenues to trace back and see if that is what caused this.
Perhaps we can go back further. You can fix what really started this in the first place.
Right. So,
It's just a hypothesis.
sure. Idea for how to work on both. On subsequent loops, some days I will spend time with you and learn from you, while hopefully Avalon and Jarvis and potentially Jacqueline take turns talking to Miranda and trying to learn how she feels about things. And then other times, I'll learn and spend time with Jarvis while you take on Miranda duty. And if possible, we meet every evening, try and get Avalon to take a memory and see how much we're able to carry over each day.
Well, that sounds like a reasonable enough plan to me.
Stick to the method. The science wins out.
And, well, I suppose while we're doing this, we can also, if there are any things that you wish to attempt, knowing that there are relatively few consequences, just let me know and I'll do my best to make it happen.
What did I just say about trying to fornicate with everyone in the house?
Didn't expressly say it was a bad idea.
Right. Suppose as long as you're not wasting time.
As if you have any room to talk.
Just think of it as investing in the future. When I will be such a proficient lover, your mind will be blown.
All right, well...
that was too much even for me.
I'm going to be glad to have forgotten that one. Please don't break the loop this time.
Yes, I'd rather not have that on my brain.
It'd be such fun to make you all live with that.
Right.
Are we looping Jarvis in? All right.
Yeah.
How are you going to loop Jarvis in?
I don't know that it can happen this loop, but I think same sort of deal with Jess, get Jarvis to share something that shouldn't be possible for me to know.
Jarvis?
Fascinating. So you've done this how many times?
Oh, it's been
We're working on like
50 days.
Yeah, like 45,
Right. How
50
many
days.
fingers am I holding up behind my back?
Now, see, I haven't asked you at this particular moment before, so I don't know that answer.
It'll always be 2 middle fingers.
Good to know. So, you're not going to remember any of this tomorrow, but when I tell you the same thing tomorrow, I will know to answer 2 middle fingers.
I could also say... Well, wait, hold on. I could also
Don't
say...
montage yet. Wait.
It's also dumb luck, and that we've been drinking enough that you would know that I would do that. Come here. He walks into this room, pulls out a chessboard, and puts it on the table. You following me? This is very important.
Okay.
And he will begin to move chess pieces in a pattern, first starting with him, then with Bernard's side, until it forms into a kind of talon shape on the board.
Okay.
We'll go over it as many times as we need to, but you need to remember which pieces go where.
Right.
And when they need to go there.
Certainly doable. And we'll do this, but, well. No, I've been a bit too much of a cat today. Not going to suggest that.
This would be the quickest way.
Excellent. Day 51. We loop an Avalon. We loop a Jessamine. we loop a Jarvis. Jarvis at this precise movement of chess pieces into this familiar claw shape.
Well, all right then.
Okay, so unless we did this chess game in front of the others.
I just want to ask, why didn't you come to me sooner? I was tasked by the college to sniff out, sorry Avalon, bad Magicks.
Why are you apologizing to me?
It was mostly Arcanum stuff.
Oh.
I suppose I didn't think this had actually fallen under your purview.
Jess and I used to research magic.
Like all we did for
It's literally-
years.
Yes.
Maybe I am just so skilled that Bernie knew where to turn first.
You don't even think that's true.
I, at least partially, had been operating under the working theory that temporal magic was so dangerous that no one had attempted to figure it out without disastrous results.
Oh, we certainly tried at least.
Oh, several times. Especially before. Do you remember our senior formal?
There's a long look from Jarvis out the window.
This is why the college needs to be dissolved. We pay them money for this.
Her name was Candy.
With an eye. Anyway.
I'll
So-
assume that Jacqueline is looped in with this as well. But what are you going to do?
Well, as I've discussed with Avalon and Jess, at least partially going to continue to learn from you all. For people
God
watching the
damn it,
VOD
chat.
later,
God
chat has
damn
said Candy, Candy.
Candy.
Candy!
Damn!
Has no right to be as funny as it is.
But
Lord.
plan is, yes, start figuring out what could have caused this and the ways to repair it. But I also still very much wish to learn magic from all of you and get to know you on a deeper level.
You have the
But have you
resources,
ever
why not?
considered the American sensibility on magic seems to be more about overall utility than a very sort of focus on a particular type of magic. Did you consider that perhaps you're going about this the wrong way? Perhaps a reason that you are able to realize that you are within this time temporal loop is because of your extensive knowledge of different types of magic.
What you're saying is I should start teaching all of you all the magic.
No, not necessarily, but perhaps you're going about this the wrong way, thinking that your actions, or lack thereof, are the catalyst for any of this at all. Perhaps we're all simply caught in some sort of loop, but you are simply the only one to realize it.
But if it's not me, which is an extremely egocentric viewpoint, I'm realizing if this is the case, how do we even begin to go about solving it?
Well, something had to be a catalyst. Perhaps...
The hot springs, mayhaps?
potentially. There was that rumor going about of some sort of planetary alignment, strange magics that may occur.
A planetary alignment, a source of great magical power, and a very emotionally charged conversation all at once.
Sounds like the ingredients to a bad time.
Okay, so if those are the ingredients, the planetary alignment isn't going to change because time is not progressing. The location's not going to change. Keep waking up here. And I've tried not having the emotionally charged conversation. That hasn't done it.
Then maybe a different event is causing it. And we
Or
need to find that event and stop it.
wouldn't it be too late for that? I mean, it's something we can spend some time trying to figure out.
If there is some sort of emotional, powerful event that is happening out there that is causing this loop, then if we find it, prevent it from happening, then the loop breaks.
I'm going to stand by my theory. You've been trying to go forward the entire time. You haven't tried to go back.
Alright, so if you all want to try and search around town for some other possible event, go for it. I think it's going to be time soon for me to try and patch things up with Miranda, because if we assume the emotions of that conversation previously caused this, perhaps having the inverse emotional effect will balance things out and set us back on course.
Yes, have you gone a day without pissing her off?
I have tried to spend... The best so far seems to have been mutual silence. She does seem willing to talk to me, but
You've gone over a month talking to various people, and you have yet to actually have a conversation with Miranda?
she typically tries to leave the room if it's just the two of us.
That's what I'm saying. An emotionally charged conversation that's already happened. That all of us remember.
Right.
Well,
So-
we divided into teams. We approach this in two different ways. Jessamine and Bernie, if the two of you believe that there's something that happened that you need to repair today, you attempt to do that. Perhaps Jarvis and I try to find something that is happening today that is causing the loop. And we see what we can find.
Kind of reminder that we do have tea in a few hours.
Oh, the
Right.
Duke won't remember if we miss it.
Unless we fix it.
Yes, let's all also be very careful today in case we do fix it. Let's not pretend that we are invincible and Bernie can always hop back in case we do anything stupid. This is more aimed at myself as a kind reminder. But yes, discretion and safety.
All right.
Then perhaps
So-
we do everything we planned to do today. Fine, and use the time in between. And we can reconvene in the evenings, tell Bernie what we've tried. Bernie can cross those off the list the next day. Saves us time.
Okay.
Excellent.
See, I can be
So-
competent and have ideas and
No one said you
solutions.
couldn't be.
Just been a lot of implications that I can't.
In jest.
Right. Well, they start to feel personal after a while.
I
Competent people
apologize.
don't have to tell others they're competent.
Oh. You know what?
See,
You're not going to
that's-
remember in the morning anyway.
That's right.
All right. So, Jessamine and Bernard will, the way that Avalon described it, go looking forward. Then, something to change the events, and Avalon and Jarvis and I will look back, retrace our steps, as it were. Again, something
Actually-
like this doesn't just happen, so perhaps there was a smaller catalyst or trigger that happened in previous days, and they all converged today somehow.
Jacqueline, love, could you try and find Miranda and give her a quick once-over?
Sure. Physically, or gauge her temperament? I mean, I'm open to
Magically.
either, really. Of course, of course. I'll make sure she's not cursed, I suppose.
Or the epicenter of all of this.
Right.
I have a feeling she might be.
Convene back here for dinner, I guess.
Bernard, back to my room. I have several ideas, and we should, at the very least, make an outline.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Bernie and Jessamine go back to Jessamine's room and make an outline. Excellent. We are a little over, but I will leave us with this. This morning, yet again, unbeknownst to the rest of our group, a young lady at home is desperately writing a letter in response to one that she just received. Bernie, I'm going to offer you a token. But not for Bernie, for Morrigan. Bernie, you're not the only one that knows what's going on. Morrigan is desperately trying to return the letter that Bernie sent to her to explain that for over a month now, something has been going on. And she thinks the only way that it can be stopped is if he comes to save her. As she has been brutally kidnapped by a vicious werewolf over and over and over again. Are you amenable to that?
Yeah.
Sid, I have a knife in my hands right now.
Cleared that one on the sly with Val earlier, but just want to make sure
How dare you?
Alex is okay with that. Yeah. And again, the letter, letters take a while to get to their destination. She's trying, but she doesn't know what else to do. So, I think we'll leave on that note for this evening. Next week, we'll try some new methods in the loop and see what happens. Thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining us this evening for our Groundhog Day heat of the moment shenanigans. Let's go around really quick since we are a little over, and I know myself included. Folks need to go to bed. Let's go around. Please tell us again who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and any stars and wishes for this evening. Let's start with Val.
Hello again, everybody. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays, like I said before. I'll go ahead and plug once again. Join us tomorrow for Neon Souls at 9 o'clock. We're getting to some. We've been kind of teasing, going on a very specific job to hunt down an archenemy of the group, and we've been doing a lot of side quests to avoid that. But I think our team is finally going to go hunt down the elusive Miss Scarlet to put a button on that story tomorrow. So come join us at 9 o'clock, and then Saturday for the premiere of Saturday Night's Mistborn, playing the Mistborn RPG at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on Saturday. Yeah, that's pretty much my weekend. So, stars and wishes. I mean, my star, I think, is going to go for... I'm going to give my star to Savannah or Jessamine or whoever for just weirdly horny Jessamine on this one specific day. Just shooting her shot. And
is it weird though? Is it weird
no,
for her?
Well, it's just funny because we're repeating the same day, and Jessamine wakes up that day is like, I'm gonna bang Bernie today, and we're gonna see that every day.
Bernie's amenable to this.
Wishes. Oh, boy, I don't know. All my wish was to do the kidnapping, and that's come true. I feel like all my wishes have been granted.
I'd love to hear that.
I think the only the one I can think of the most is just because it came up today is for Mrs. Cross, for Baroness Cross to get her comeuppance at some point, but
Baroness Cross gets hers.
Yeah.
Cool.
For what she's done to her children.
Heck yes. Savvy.
That's me. Hello. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets, mostly on Twitter. You can find my streaming schedule pinned there. I'm here Thursdays through Sundays playing in games, including the aforementioned Neon Souls and Saturday Night's Mistborn. I have a cool new wig that I'm wearing on Saturdays, which is very fun. I know there's some people out there who look forward to that. Me too. And then I run a game here on Sundays. It's Vaesen. The show is called Thursday's Children, and it's Nordic inspired horror role playing, and currently we're really a group of people who have a lot of fish that they don't know what to do with,
and are terrified for their lives.
Yeah, there's a thunderstorm and a lot of fish, and everyone is very afraid, and that's really all I think I have to say about that. So coming out with this on Sunday. And then Sunday nights, I'm on twitch.tv/LBHack'emUp playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's really fun. And we're going after my character's brother who's been kidnapped. And it's really sad. But we're gonna get him back. Stars and wishes. My star, I'm gonna give my star to RJ. Because every session I decide I'm going to make up some random, not at all important, but very important to me specifically, detail that Jessamine knows about Jarvis, and RJ has never told me no. Once. Never once has RJ told me no, and I appreciate that a lot. It's very, very fun.
RJ, yes, and justice. Yes.
Yes. Hey everybody, I'm RJ. You can catch me at RJ22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream. I'll retweet whenever I go live. I'm not going through the entire spiel because people need to go to sleep. Stars and wishes. Stars to Alex for just continuously shooting them goddamn shots. You're not gonna hit the moon, but goddamn, you're gonna hit Jessamine in the stars today, at the very least. Wishes. Gotta save this baby bird. This little Morgan that's trapped in a time loop as well. How dare you?
I always dare. Oh, we didn't get a wish from Savvy. Savvy, wishes?
Did I not say a wish?
You didn't.
Oh no. I was so excited about my star. Shit. Fuck. My wish is I would like for the four of us to sit down and have a nice tea with no time loops and no existential crises and no inherent drama, and just to have a nice tea.
Just have.
But then what's the point?
It's my wish. You don't get to tell me it's bad.
I have it. Just a nice tea.
Just a nice tea.
My wish is to ruin Savannah's wish. Can I?
You already had your wish. Get out.
I'm pretty sure that was explicitly the wish last time that, gosh, one of you is, or no, it was something about not having nice things.
I believe it was once the slow burn was completed to then have explosions for Avalon and Jess. Yes. That
My wish is for
explicitly
Avalon to
stated.
fall into the supermassive black hole.
Just a nice tea.
Get
crossing
out.
That out.
This is my wish.
Massive black hole. Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. I'm some guy on the internet. And apparently tonight I've been the horniest boy. You can find me on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Mistborn Saturdays. Tuesdays is once again changing the schedule. It's now 8 p.m. Eastern, and the this upcoming Tuesday should be Masks. The alternating game that David runs, The Burbs, is switching systems. Well, we did a housekeeping episode about that, and we'll explain again why that is. But yeah, for tonight, let's see. My star, goes to Sid for that reveal, and I suppose to Val as well for colluding on that. And then my wish is that Bernie's gonna end up with a very nice werewolf skin rug in the not too distant future.
Bernie gets a nice fur coat.
Can't kill my boy.
Werewolf
That's my
coat.
boy.
He's only a connection. He's not a major character.
Oh, wait. Do you have problems with people encroaching on your stars and wishes? I'm sorry. Did you want to talk about that? This must be really hard for you.
And of course, I have been your facilitator this evening. I am Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at GreekSid. I am here on Thursdays, Fridays. I like how you described that, Alex. I'm here on Star Power Saturdays and on Sundays. But importantly, on Thursdays, I get to have the pleasure of hanging out with these amazing people and bringing you all the twists and turns I can possibly come up with on the fly in a 2-hour time span. It's pretty great. My star this evening would God, this is hard. I have to go with I have to give it to Val for one, just keeping track of all these timelines over and over and over again, and just every possible reaction to the various ways that Bernie tried to get Avalon on board this evening. That was pretty incredible. My wish is that Miranda finds happiness. Whatever that means. My poor girl. Yeah. That's a sad note. I'm not leaving a sad note. This is fucking great. We're jumping right back into heat of the moment, groundhog shenanigans.
It was the heat of the moment.
That song's been following me around.
I'm doing this
all week,
every
by the
episode
way.
now.
Thank you so much again. If you were here with us live in chat, we love, again, that fucking hype train. You guys are too fucking much. We love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for participating in chat. Thank you for just hanging out in chat. We love y'all. And if you're catching us later on VOD, thank you for supporting the channel with, checking our YouTube, jumping into the Discord, buying some merch. Everything you do, you're amazing. Let's go ahead and say good night for the evening. We love y'all so much. And as always, a good game and good night, Internet.